Howdy folks, I'm 51 cards that you're using to play with solitaire.
I'm Amber.
And here's some Reddit. Alright, our first letter is titled, Am I the jerk for telling my girlfriend that baking a cake to celebrate a hobby is embarrassing? Throwaway because my girlfriend and some of my Reddit friends use this. I'm a 27-year-old male and I have a girlfriend, a 20-year-old female, and we've been dating for a little over a year and recently moved in together. My girlfriend is a pretty normal person, but there's this one fictional character that she's extremely obsessed with. She spends most of her free time writing fanfiction about the character and drawing art of her. A lot of her friends come from fanfiction groups centered around this character. Basically, nearly everything in her personal life, except for me, revolves around her. She does have other hobbies, baking and cooking probably being the second biggest. I love eating the food that she makes, and she loves cooking for me, up until today. Yesterday, she announced that she was going to spend the day baking a cake. She seemed really excited about this, so I asked her if there was any special reason. She said that she was making a cake to celebrate the anniversary of the first time she consumed any media with her favorite character. Who remembers stuff like that? I kind of laughed a little and she said, "What's so funny?" Looking a little hurt. I said, "Don't you think that you're taking this a little far? She's just a character," or something like that. Girlfriend said that she's not just a character, she's her favorite character. I said, "I know that, but it's kind of embarrassing that she cares enough about a hobby to bake a cake to celebrate it." She said, "Fine, if you feel that way, you can't have any cake." And she slammed the kitchen door behind her. I thought that she would cool off after she started baking. It always helps her relax, but she didn't. She took the cake to her friend's house and ended up spending the night there. I've been texting her, but she still hasn't responded. I feel like she's overreacting. It was just a little argument. Am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Jerk. Let her have her hobbies.
Yeah, like why do you need to be a killjoy OP? Why did you need to say anything about this? There was no constructive reason to say this. She didn't ask you, "Hey, do you think my hobby's a little off? Do you think it's weird for me to bake a cake?" She didn't ask you. So, you know what? You should have kept your opinions to yourself. That's my thoughts. Anyhow, take care and good luck. You're the jerk. Men have whole parties around their hobby like the Super Bowl. It is absolutely no different. She has a hobby she enjoys. If you can't respect that, then break up. You have no right to mock someone else's completely harmless hobby. Exactly. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for breaking my son's goofy keychain? My son is 18 and he will be 19 in December. He has yet to act like an adult. He still collects countless Lego bricks, and he even has a Lego Goofy keychain on his backpack. He took it off his backpack yesterday to take photos of it, which I'm assuming he posts somewhere online. I woke up today and saw that it was still sitting on my table. I told him if it wasn't picked up by tonight, I would smash it. He didn't pick it up, so I ripped out the screws and tore out all the pieces. It was meant to teach him a lesson about caring for your things to prevent damage. But he won't accept that and he keeps crying. We're talking about an 18-year-old man crying, people. Surely I'm not the jerk. Alright folks, what do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
Jerk. Let people have their stuff, and also, it's okay to cry.
Maybe I personally wouldn't cry over a keychain,
I would.
but that doesn't mean that it isn't something that he found extremely sentimental and was extremely attached to for one reason or another. Yes, he probably shouldn't have left it laying around, but no, you should not have torn it apart to, quote, teach him a lesson. There were other ways of doing this, like bringing it to his room, or put it back on his backpack, or any number of things. And I know that's frustrating to have to pick up after someone. That's not what the issue here is. The issue is that you are trying to gatekeep your son's adulthood, and you think that his toys are not adults, and there are a lot of adults who play with Legos. There's nothing wrong with playing with Legos. So, again, don't gatekeep adulthood. Anyhow, take care and good luck. How much time do you have that you're able to just sit and watch, counting down the minutes until you can say, "Well, I warned him"? Then proceed to not just damage it, but rip out the screws and take out all the pieces. And you actually put some thought into this because you said tonight you would teach him a lesson. Yeah, I dropped that class if my professor acted like you. Who broke you when you were his age? Was this how you were taught? Or did you pick this up somewhere else? You're the jerk. And there is a content warning on this next one. It does involve an accident and hospitalization. Am I the jerk for not watching my daughter during her father's custody time? Fake names because I know my ex uses Reddit. I'm a 29-year-old female and I have a 6-year-old daughter, Haley, with my ex, David, a 29-year-old male. I left him 4 years ago, and after a few months of trying to get me back, he decided to start playing house with his now fiancée, Katie, a 26-year-old female. We have no court order and split time / make decisions 50-50. For some backstory, things have been rough between us. I do not like Katie, and David has changed a bunch since he met her. He recently told me not to make any plans with Haley during his custody time because I wouldn't swap a few days so they could go on a family vacation. I tried swapping days with him a few times since then, and he always said no. Then comes our recent incident about 3 weeks ago. David called me at about 9 p.m. frantic, asking me if he could drop Haley off. I asked him why, and he said Katie was in an accident and is now in the hospital in bad condition. I asked why he couldn't bring Haley with him since they're one big happy family, and he said he wasn't sure how bad she was and didn't want Haley to see that. I said no, and I hung up and called me back 5 minutes later, begging me to take her because he couldn't get in contact with anyone. He revealed to me that Katie is pregnant, which I did not know about until now, and he needs to get to the hospital because he was scared that she, the baby, or both wouldn't make it. I calmly told him, according to you, there's no swapping days. He cursed me out and called me a B-word, and told me that leaving him is the best thing that he's ever done, and that he loves our daughter but hates me with everything in his soul. I told him to let me know when he was dropping Haley off if he wasn't keeping her. He called me heartless and hung up. The next day, he texted me saying he apologizes for calling me names, but he'll never forgive me for how I acted. Katie and the baby were fine. Katie's friend ended up taking Haley until his mom picked up the phone. Today I was served court papers for custody of Haley, and when I called him and asked him what it was about, he said he's only going for the same 50-50, but he wants to enforce more boundaries and to have custody in writing from the courts so I can't, quote, use Haley to control and manipulate him, which I do not. He's the one who said we cannot swap dates, so am I really the jerk here? Alright folks, what do you think, jerk or not the jerk?
Jerk, emergencies are different.
This was completely uncalled for. I think that OP really bended what the purpose of this swapping back and forth were. And yeah, he was probably petty for not swapping with you at that one point in time. And I think that's unfortunate, but this was a serious accident and he needed to get to the hospital. Yeah, it would have inconvenienced you for a little while, but it would have gone a long way towards making sure that the relationship between you and him were more amicable. And maybe he would have been more open to swapping custody on these impromptu times if you had done this for him. And like, yeah, you shouldn't do tit for tat just to, have the hope of having something like that happen. But I think that it would have been just a kind courtesy to do this for him, given the emergency nature of this situation. Anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I have a beverage. Amber has some mint tea. And we have some jokes somewhere.
You can tell your own from today.
Oh, we can tell a joke. Why don't you tell the joke, Amber?
Where do astronauts go to do their math?
Where?
Outer space.
See, I came up with a joke and I'm still laughing at it. It's a great joke, right? Everyone's like, Brian's very conceited, laughing at his own joke, thinking it's so funny.
It's funny.
I thought it was a clever joke. And I have Mega Mint tea. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like, and if you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
I was like, that's very specific. Very, very specific number. 51 cards.
Yeah, where's the missing one? Which one are you missing?
You're missing the Ace of Spades, which makes the game very difficult.